In the previous video, we took a glance at Germany's lack of technology and the steps that the government is taking to maintain the system in the country. In this video, we will learn about the Japan's urgency to have Indian graduates so that they can improve their country's situation in the technological era. So, let's get started it. Yugendra Puranik is an immigrant success story in many ways. Mr. Puranik, age 45, was among the first wave of Indian tech workers to relocate to Japan in the early 2000s. He became a Japanese citizen and was elected to office in Tokyo in 2019, a first for an Indian. He was hired as the principal of public school this year. However, as Japanese companies scrambled to attract more highly educated Indians like Mr. Puranik to fill a looming shortage of IT engineers, he is well aware of the challenges that Japan and those it attracts will face. Recruiters describe it as a critical test of Japan's ability to compete for increasingly sought after global talent with the United States and Europe. However, low pay and significant language and cultural barriers make Japan less appealing to many people. Newcomers can be frustrated by rigid corporate structure, and Japan, which has long been ambivalent about foreigners' presence, lacks a well-established system for integrating them into Japan life. These foreigners are coming, and there is no communication between Japanese and the foreigners. There is no inclusiveness going on. Japan desperately needs more workers to fuel the world's third largest economy and fill gaps in everything from farming and factory work to elder care and nursing as it rapidly ages. To accommodate this reality, the country has relaxed strict immigration restrictions in the hope of attracting hundreds of thousands of foreigner workers. Most notably, through a landmark expansion of work visa rules approved in 2018. The need for international talent is perhaps greatest in the technology sector, where the government estimates a shortage of nearly 8 lakh workers in the coming years as the country embarks on a long overdue national digitization efforts. Japanese businesses, particularly smaller ones, have struggled to transition away from paper and toward digital tools. According to government reports and independent analysis, Japan companies use cloud technologies nearly a decade later than those in United States. Every year, India produces 1.5 million engineering graduates, which could assist Japan in playing digital catch-up. When Indian workers do respond, many praise the cleanliness and safety of Japanese cities and claim that their salaries allow them to live comfortably, if not lavishly. Those who have studied the Japanese languages and culture can be very complimentary. Nonetheless, the majority of Indian newcomers admire Japan from afar. Many of Japan's 36,000 Indians live in eastern Tokyo neighborhood of Edogawa, where they have their own vegetarian restaurants, places of worship, and specialty grocery stores. There are two major Indian schools in the area, where children study in English and adhere to Indian curricular standards. Nirmal Jain, an Indian educator, stated that she established the Indian International School in Japan in 2004 for children who would struggle in Japan's one-size-fits-all public education system. The school now has 1,400 students on two campuses and is expanding its facilities in Tokyo. Separate schools, according to Miss Jan, are appropriate in Japan, where people tend to keep their distance from outsiders. It means that they are nice people and everything is perfect. But when it comes to person relationship, it's kind of lacking. Many Indian tech workers in Japan say they encounter ironclad corporate hierarchies and resistant to change. The majority of Indian IT workers arrive in Japan without much knowledge of the language or culture. Expert says that can hinder their careers while their peers are making strides back home or in United States or Europe. Japanese companies have made decisive moves to tap into the pool of Indian engineering graduates. In the United States, the average tech salaries are more than twice those in Japan. Japanese companies like Rakuten and Mercury, both e-commerce firms, have set up operations in India. Questions: when did Yogendra Puranik go to Japan? What is the current profession of Mr. Puranik in Japan? What are the two main barriers that make Japan less appealing to many people? How much labor shortage is expected in coming years in Japan? How many engineering graduates are produced in India every year? When did Nirmal Jain establish an Indian international school in Japan? I will wait for your answers in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my efforts. Good luck and stay safe.